Leo X. He was born December 11th, 1521. Pope Leo X's real name is Giovanni de' Medici, son of Lorenzo de' Medici. This family was mainly in charge of Italy and all of Florence for most of the 15th century. He studied theology and canon law at Pisa. He became cardinal at the age of 13 in 1489. He was pope from March 9th, 1513 until he died on March 1st, 1521. Immediately after he became pope, Leo demonstrated his appreciation of art by initiating a massive building project to beautify the Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica. He charged taxes on people of the church. This was an indirect cause of the Reformation. Martin Luther. Luther challenges the church and Pope Leo about charging taxes. This started the break of the Catholic Church and ultimately led to the Protestant Church. Pope Leo was taken prisoner while he was on the battlefield. Although he was taken prisoner, he successfully drove the French out of Italy. He died on March 1st, 1521. Persian. Political. The Palazzo Vecchio. The Palazzo Vecchio is the town hall of Florence, the capital of Italy. It also houses the head of Italian government. Economical. The Medici Palace. Architects were one of the biggest occupations because of its high demand for buildings such as the Medici Palace. Religious. The Sistine Chapel. Other than the court systems, the government was pretty much ran by the church. All of Italy was Roman Catholic, and the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City is the soul of Catholic religion. The chapel is where the Pope lives. Seeing how our historical figure was Pope Leo X, the Sistine Chapel is a very important artifact during our time period. Social. The Teatro Olimpico. Teatro Olimpico stands to represent one of the most influential architects in the history of European theater, Palladio. The Teatro Olimpico still stands in its original state. It remains a significant historic link to the Renaissance stage. Intellectual. Magnifico. Magnifico is a colorful portrait of Lorenzo de' Medici, a true Renaissance man, father of Pope Leo. Lorenzo was a very smart and bright man. He composed philosophical verses and obscene rhymes to be sung at carnivals. He was the greatest artist and writer of this time. Artistic. The Statue of David. The sculpture of David was built by Michelangelo during the Renaissance. It is made completely out of marble. The sculpture of David was one of the most famous works of art during the time of Pope Leo X, and still very well known today. Near. The Via Appia. The Via Appia, Old Appian Way, is one of the most ancient and significant Roman roads. It was built in 1312. It connects Rome to Brindisi and Apulea in southeast Italy. It travels straight through the Appian Hills. This is a quick map of Italy. The Medici family, 1401. The Medici family rises to power in the city of Florence. This family was in power for most of Italy for decades, and Pope Leo X was part of this family. The Republic falls, 1406. The Republic of Pisa falls into Florentine power. The main power in all of Italy falls to the uprising power. This is a big part of the rule of the Medici family in Italy. The printing press, 1450. The printing press is invented and produced to be used. This revolutionized the use of media and was a big part of the Renaissance. Martin Luther, 1517. Martin Luther protests the power of the Catholic Church. In this time, this was huge. Nobody questioned the church, they just obeyed. He took a lot of Catholics from the church and starts the emergence of the Protestant church. David, 1504. Michelangelo finishes the statue of David. This is the greatest work of his life and of this time. It attracts millions of tourists and still does to this day. Magellan, 1519. Magellan sails around the world and proves that it is round. This is big because it is always believed before that the world was not round. Explorers were afraid to fall off Earth, so it limited expeditions. Thanks to this, more of the world was explored. Breakoff, 1534. England breaks off from the Catholic Church. This is the first country to break away and many others follow. Ultimately, this leads to new religions and religious freedom across Europe. Italian Renaissance, 14th to 16th century. The Italian Renaissance was the rebirth of Italy. It is where it truly starts to become its own individual country and starts making impacts on the world.